Welcome back. It is time for the final two matches of the evening. Space Station versus NRG, Inferno and Mirage. So Space Station, I believe, I want to say, I mean, we'll soon find out when the match starts. I think it was Voltage who became a full-time streamer for them. They picked up Davey, who I think that, like, from my perspective, Davey seems to be like a familiar face who just comes and joins teams who, I know he just like bounces around teams a lot. Basically, I don't know much about him apart from that. And I feel like they made a second change, but I don't recall what it was. There was some interesting tweets from their coach and other people around the changes. So, I mean, we'll see. All new look Space Station.
I mean, they didn't do too great so far this season, so I guess a change had to been made. I don't know what happened internally, but they did what they did, and hopefully they can do better.
I think they're 1 for 9.
Yes, they are, and NRG are likely to decommission them.
Yeah, they are.
See, there you go.
Yeah, I got
See,
it.
he got it. You're too tired.
I didn't get it.
You're too tired, James.
I didn't get it. I am tired.
Don't worry, James.
I think I only slept maybe, I don't know, somewhere between 4 to 6 hours yesterday after being awake for more than 24 hours from having insomnia. So,
you know, a fun fact, me and James did, what was it, like 4 different broadcasts within 2 different days in 2 different countries in 3 different studios.
Wow.
Without sleeping once.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like for 3 days at that point.
Yeah, so we're all up for over 40 hours.
That was interesting.
It was. The problem is that when you get to 18 to 20 hours, cognitively, you're drunk.
Yeah.
But the problem is that at least when you're drunk, no one can understand what you're saying. So that's when you're doing a broadcast.
The funny thing is,
like that is not great.
I actually felt completely fine.
Yeah, that's what you think, James.
No, but
we were not fine.
I honestly felt fine. But then, like at the end, I was sitting on a beanbag, supervising people in a very hilarious situation, and I just passed out.
James, you were not fine. you were doing. We had like a desk in front of us. And we were talking about something, and we talked about we should Google this. And you said, let me get out my Google device. You started doing this on the desk, just like my Google device.
Oh.
And you started talking about urine for about 15 minutes. It was a long time.
Exactly, I felt fine.
Yeah.
This is all normal.
It was.
That's normal, James. What are you
those
talking
bots
about?
must exist somewhere.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have said that.
They must be on the Google device thing was fun though. I remember that part of it. I remember like small parts of that studio.
Yeah.
That basement studio we had. It was a cool little studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun times.
Oh,
God.
That was like 30 hours, 30 plus hours in, I think.
Many
the
moons ago.
Google device came out.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten that far yet. You know, I've done a 17-hour solo cast once, but that's it.
Oh my God, that's pretty
you know what?
brutal.
I used to love solo casting. On rare occasion where it would happen, but after a few hours, like my throat would start to get sore because there's no rest, there's no downtime.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? You start to realize how even just 20 seconds, even if you're doing like a really long day, it just really adds up.
It's like doing your normal stuff as part of a duo. If you do that on your own, it is very taxing physically. Whereas you have to have a different approach if you're doing solo casting. Like if you're generally excited and you're nerding out and so on, then it can be good, but it only lasts so long, and then your throat gets wrecked. Like my throat was really sore yesterday when we were doing a 2-man cast.
Because you didn't sleep.
I thought I was sick. Maybe I was sick. I don't know. Not sleeping at all didn't help.
Sleep, yeah. I mean, not sleeping will not help that at all.
Yeah.
No rest in the body.
But I seem to have recovered from that. Just the asthma left now. Where's the bloody match?
I think you should be put into a science lab, or they should take samples of your blood or something, because there's especially now we have all this evidence of how the worst thing possible for your immune system, that it was just ruin you completely, is just sleep deprivation.
Yeah,
James never sleeps ever.
And look how healthy
he's never ill.
And look how healthy he is.
Yeah.
So I don't understand whatsoever, because if I am underslept, I feel achy, I will just get sick. Like if I'm just constantly underslept, I just get sick.
I think there's a lot of, it's very strange how you and I are so different. Like you're very passive, I'm very aggressive. I have I don't get sick, you get sick all the time. I don't know what else there is. You're kind of white.
Use a little mat under your mug. You don't?
Yeah, we need another one of these. Because the thing is, like, the water can ruin the top of the watermelon.
Do you really care about it that much, though, isn't it?
Yes, I do.
This
is the second one I bought. No,
second one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So now you want to look after it.
Producer Reese annihilated the previous one. So go and buy another one. These things are so good. But I gave somebody one of these as a present, so I know that the color does run. If you give it the
so you
opportunity.
bought 3 of them?
Yeah.
You bought 3 of these?
Bought 3 of these, yeah. It's so awesome. It's a stool and it's a little
Watermelon.
table.
I like it.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really it's fantastic. I love this watermelon. I love it.
It's so funny when you first showed it to me, and I was like, James, are you serious? Do you realize, like, you know, there are stereotypes and so on. You know, this is kind of a bit edgy, but you're just in love with this concept,
It's
and I
an
respect
excellent
that.
object.
I respect that because it just goes beyond anything else. You're just passionate about your watermelon table.
So let's see. On the space station side, we have Odorous. That's if you think about how you pronounce that, Odorous is a weird name to have.
Odious.
What's your name? Odorous. Well, maybe you should see a doctor. 3 space station players remain: Odorous, Snakes, and Infinite. Again, Infinite has been a standout player for them.
Oh, we lost someone on the server.
Ooh, someone has dropped. That's not good.
What if it's a good odor? You know, odorous, like you smell like flowers or something.
Yeah, but that name doesn't suggest that. It suggests the opposite. It suggests like something bad has happened. I took my shoe off and it was odorous. Put my shoe back on again.
Look at this. Space Station. Very low HP for Odorous. They only have 1 flash on Infinite. So they're going to try to make something happen here. Daps does get flashes. He's going to get pushed back. He's going to smoke off the plant area. Interesting smoke. This prompts the entire NRG to react to this.
All right, so the trade comes out, looking pretty good actually for NRG, but Infinite's still alive. And Snakes going to take down 2. Now it's down to Cirque. Very tagged up already, so don't even need the headshot really on him. Smoking it off. I don't know that really helps Space Station. I think it kind of hinders them a little bit. You can see Cirque is expecting that there's a reason for that smoke, like there'll be a boost behind it, but in reality, there is no such thing. They're sitting in construction. Cirque will take down 1. Can't find the second player. He's very confused at this point, but, well, time to give it up.
Save the kit. Save the kit.
Oh, no Kevlar, no kit for you. So a word that I like, because it's fun using words, right? And you know, it's fun like expanding your vocabulary, and you have to like use those words. I learned the word olfactory, and that was always really hard to work into sentences. And when you're talking about odorous, it makes you think of that one because
what word?
Olfactory.
Olfactory.
You have to explain what it means now.
Olfactory means it's like pertaining to the sense of smell. So something is repulsive to your olfactory.
Your olfactory senses.
Okay, olfactory.
Yeah. It's just a weird word. It doesn't feel like it's relating to anything. It's just olfactory.
Nice. Someone got bored. I'm gonna make a new word. Olfactory. Let's go.
So that's a really hard one I find to use in sentences. It's like super far. To be honest, if you use that in a sentence, people probably think you're pretentious and not very nice. So
why is intelligence associated with being
looks down upon?
You know, I don't like that. We should strive to be smarter.
When I was in property once, this black lady said to me that I was an overeducated black man.
Oh my god!
Overeducated. That's just setting the standard so low when you say something like that.
Wow. What? Because of what James in general? Or?
Oh no, because he says overeducated. It's just like, come on, man. Like, what's overeducated here? Like,
it's really weird.
James a doctor.
It's like how in school it's like really cool to be shit at school. Sorry, excuse my language.
No.
Sorry.
It needs to be said. We're watching people murder each other in a video game.
It's a family show.
It's only been 4 years.
But how is it a family show if we're seeing people murder each other in a virtual world? We can't swear? Doesn't that like make you guys wonder?
No.
No, I think it's fine.
I'm good.
That is fine. I think it can sound pretentious because it's a word that's perhaps a bit more inaccessible because it's just not used generally speaking. So you're just doing it for the sake of sort of, oh look how smart I am.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like not as inclusive to someone else.
But if everyone was this smart, then what is going to be pretentious after that? You know?
Well, I think you can still. I think
it will be fashionable to be stupid, and
you want to be stupid then?
I don't care about being fashionable. I just want to be me.
You're doing very well at that.
You're very unique.
I am.
That's good.
I'm special.
Bask in it.
So I wonder what it is. Maybe it's an issue with the anti-cheat. Maybe it's another kind of issue. But what we need right now are more delays After 4 overtimes,
That's
let's
what-
get the delays in.
There we go.
One thing I really like in Counter-Strike, though, is that we've had a lot of really positive stories relating to professional players and their journey as a professional, concurrently with their journey with succeeding in education as well. Because I know, for me, it was very difficult to juggle both things. And for example, Rops was an amazing storyline with that. Carrigan, when TSM and Dignitas TSM, Astralis were sort of doing well, and he was on that team. He was doing his masters at the same time and getting his masters, and then juggling that. And I know there's a lot more examples of that. So that's amazing. That's like so amazing that people can do that.
That's very amazing. I wanted to go back to school too. I was trying to use gaming as to I guess earn money to go back to school, but that didn't work out. So I didn't go to school, or I mean I didn't finish like deep into college. Like I wanted to eventually go to masters and get my bachelor's and all that stuff. It's just America school's very expensive.
Yeah,
Just quickly, Breeze's computer keeps blue screening, which is the current delay.
Blue screen.
Blue screen is not the one you want.
Either bad RAM.
Do you know much about Davey or Odorous?
I know a little bit about Davey.
What do you know about Davey? What can you tell us about Davey?
He's not in the Navy. He's Canadian. And for a while, he was on an NA team. Oh God, what was the team? Splice, I think he was for a long time.
I remember that. Yeah.
He was on Splice for a little bit, and then he kind of disappeared for a little bit. I think he wanted to do the streaming thing.
He wanted
Behind
to
the
be a titty
scenes, he
streamer.
was known as a little toxic. That's not my words. It's other people's words. And there's probably one of the reasons maybe why he wasn't consistently on team from team. That's why
We met him, James,
We did?
at TWC. He's playing for Team Canada.
Did we?
Yeah.
Was Daps was there, right?
I think so, actually. Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
meeting
Daps is
Daps
Canadian.
there.
Daps is Canadian.
He is Canadian.
Doesn't
I remember-
necessarily mean he was at TWC.
I don't know.
though.
I don't know anything else apart from getting absolutely arse-face drunk and throwing up on your bed.
Oh,
Yeah.
and why his bed?
Why not?
I was
why, if I
sleeping
can
in
sleep
it,
on his
so-
or mine, it's going to be his, isn't it? It's more convenient for me. So, yeah, we went out with our video editor, Georgie, and I wasn't familiar with Serbian rakia.
The
And
culture.
it is, in fact, like drinking petrol. And I got wasted by accident. And then,
by accident.
the day of the finals, I was lying on the floor between the seats before the show started.
Right, that's a good
And it
feeling.
went to class. I actually sobered up during the grand finals. I started from awful hangover. Well, not sobered up, but I started from awful hangover to actually feeling okay, rather. Not sobered up. I just had a horrible, horrible hangover. So by
I
the
don't
end of
feel
the
like you
finals, I
can
was
claim
good.
like it's by accident. I don't think
I
when,
think
when,
I
when
was
someone
using it.
I
orders
just wanted to go out for
50
a jolly.
shots of rakia and you're like, look at that, and you're like, all right, I guess I'll get in there, get
I wanted
involved.
to go out. I wanted to go out for a jolly because it was the first time I'd met him in person. Ironically, we went to the Jolly Roger pub in Belgrade. We had a taxi driver who refused to let us use seatbelts because they were a West oppression, and then
what?
accidentally got wasted.
No
Accidentally.
seatbelt. Is he?
He
No,
didn't let us put
he
seatbelts on.
he said something along the lines of, "This is not America. Here we have real freedom. You don't
Yeah.
have to."
Yeah, you can't. Don't put the seatbelts
Don't
on.
put
I
a
was like,
seatbelt. And he's like
all right.
being really aggressive with it. It's like, don't put it on.
Does he
Like,
wear a
but I-
seatbelt?
What's that?
Does that guy wear a seatbelt?
Probably not.
No, he wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
That
I
got
was,
crashes.
though.
We're
He's a
all
taxi,
going through
he's
the
a taxi
window.
driver.
Yeah. Serbia's a cool place, though.
It was actually the only time, the first and probably last time I ever see James dance. It did resemble
wasn't-
Theresa May.
It wasn't dancing. It wasn't dancing. I had this gorgeous woman who was trying to teach me salsa.
We having
I was
seizures?
so plastered. I was just basically walking as if I had no kneecaps, with my legs completely straight and just doing this basically.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah. It was,
Yeah, it was
the,
really bad.
the Theresa May thing, I think, is a good comparison. If you've
It is
seen
a
that.
reasonable, it's a reasonable comparison, unfortunately. But Rakio, you're supposed to have, I don't know, like 3 or 4. We ordered 50 of them, so it didn't
That's
go.
a lot more than 3 or 4.
It is. Didn't go very well for us. Didn't go very well. So I suppose his computer's being swapped out, and then he's going to have to get some config bits and bobs done. So this may be a few minutes.
Some intimate times with us. We have to
Yeah.
show the world.
You know, I've made I've I've been trying to make videos for Twitter today,
How's it
and
going?
it just won't upload.
Really? Why
I
is
made
that?
4 different videos of the same thing, and it just refuses to upload.
So does the upload fail, or
Yeah.
the upload
So
succeeds
it says
and just
there's
doesn't
something
play?
wrong with the video, but there isn't. But I don't know what's going on.
Have you looked
so
up like Twitter video formats and stuff, or is it like a specific
I
format?
upload videos to the Twitter every day. It's the same. It's the same thing. I'm not doing anything different. Nothing is different.
How do you make
all
the
the same.
video? Like, do you use like a cut and like?
No, I use XSplit Gamecaster.
Yeah.
So just go into the game, press record, make the video, press stop. Although I can chop if I need to. So some of my videos I chop. I do it all there, very easy, just like dirty videos.
Nice.
So I just wanted to show the retake Molotov for B on Dust 2.
It's good tidbits.
Yeah, it's like 11-second video. It won't upload. I wanted to do it straight after the match. I'd say it's such a crucial Molotov to know. So that timing has gone. You know, news gets old fast, but it's still relevant. It's still important for people to know.
It's
but
good to save. You know, you can look back into it, and then you have an archive of different utility or kind of maybe strats if a team does. Maybe see a good strat. You want to go everyone's point of view, and it's like, oh, do, and
yeah. And I do my nade of the day on Twitter.
I like the
oh,
watermelon one.
So maybe it'll be tomorrow.
They're kicking around of the pumpkins.
Oh, yeah.
That was actually really cool.
Yeah.
With one of the Astralis players. I forget who it was.
Glaive.
The Glaive?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was really good.
I don't know what tomorrow's video. I've got like 4 or 5 videos lined up on YouTube, but I do put them on different ones on Twitter as well. So anyway, we're going to go to a break until this is resolved, because this could take 10 minutes. I don't know. So bear with us. We've had 1 round. Hopefully we'll have at least 15 more. We'll see. Oh, they're saying, hold on, he's just joined. Never mind.
They keep us going for 5 minutes,
screw it all.
and then we'll end up going to a
You
break.
can throw us a break,
guaranteed.
James. Oh, James, you can't throw us a break. Never mind. That was a while ago, though. So, well, hopefully it went blue screen, and we can continue.
hopefully so. What's your guys' favorite map?
It used to be Cash. It was Cash for a very long time.
Yeah.
Then
Mirage is probably for me at the moment still.
Mirage. I'm a nuke guy.
a Nuke.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of nuke.
You'd be big on Nuke.
Hmm.
I was enjoying Overpass, but the problem is, like, no one knows anything on Overpass, so when you play it, you don't really get to do a whole lot. So
It's hard to pug overpass sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, get the bomb.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be left there.
Nearly T-spawn.
I hate those people who
Come
drop
on,
it
man.
in spawn. It's like everyone's going the same way. You can take it 5 meters forward
You could
and drop it there. Why do you have to leave it there? What is it's not hot potato.
Oh my god, now they're going to have to waste 10, 15 seconds going to get the bomb, so hopefully this won't take a really long round.
It's really weird because it's one of those things where it feels like it's such an oversight as a team. There's like a protocol. There's protocols for this. Like you set a protocol so this doesn't have to happen. What if the CTs are pushing now and all of a sudden like Snake's like really out of position because I have to go back because it's actually really far away.
I forgot what team I was watching before. It was like a couple of seasons ago, but they would always leave the bomb like 30 feet behind them, and they always went back like at the worst times possible. And it was a pro team that did this. I want to say CLG, but I don't think so. Like, I don't know.
It's a safe bet, isn't it?
It's a safe bet. It just feels like it's just like, why every time? Come on.
Yeah, it's well. Looks like Spacestation will finally push towards the A sites. NRG are playing the delay game. They saw 3 smokes with 35 seconds left. If that's not well played from NRG, I don't know what is. Obviously, Spacestation haven't found the relevant pressure on the map to force those smokes out earlier. So now they're forced to wrap. Oh, the flash comes in. It's beautiful. Cirque gets a double with the CZ. They're nice and softened up for him. And now it's an absolute desperation push coming in from Spacestation, jumping into the site with the jumping Mac-10. Snake's able to take down Daps, but it's a 1 versus 2. No time left. He's very weak. He'll have to try to force the plant in the corner of the site, and they can close the distance, and he will go down. That was just bad pressure from the T side.
Don't defuse yet. Let Breeze get a better weapon, maybe.
Yeah, very bad pressure from Space Station. I mean, I don't want to say maybe 15 of those seconds for getting the bomb, but very slow, and it allowed NRG to push that one person up in Banana with the 4 stack. So, you know, you do a strat like that, make sure you have a good control over the map before doing something really ridiculously slow.
Let's look at a demo and pick something up. See plenty of better rounds in such a situation. Unforced errors before NRG even showed their own prowess, really. Again, they weren't really pressured to throw smokes.
Did NRG fall by that round, or did they half it? I guess it must have been a fall by, right? In the previous rounds.
I have no idea.
It must have been a fall by. But that's like what we were talking about previously about arguments for that force buy in the second round from the CTs. is this map on the CT side in that position, play it Astralis style.
Yeah.
Spread the jam.
Naughty.
All over the bread. Davey with the Glock is soon to be dead. I'm not trying to make these crap homes up.
Dave's killer bread.
There we go. Breeze is still on the server. That's a good sign. Nothing terrible has happened. And Space Station will be pulling out the AK-47s and a lot of utility. 7 AKs on the... 8 AKs on the server. No, 7. What am I talking about? Counting is difficult.
You never do math as you
On
cast.
stream, yeah, never. It never works.
Never
Is
works.
counting math, though? Isn't it just...
Technically, yeah.
It's basic cognitive skill.
It's
It
counting
is.
Rudimentary.
mathematics. Yes, Dan, it is. Using numbers in sequential order is indeed mathematics.
Look at that nade landing on Grim. 43 HP. 31 from nades. Look at the nade usage by NRG. Look at that life gone. And that's only one headshot with an M4 at this point.
Ethan, not shy to look for information. Just playing on the shortcomings of the lesser team.
So far from what we have seen in the Space Station, it does seem like there's quite a few basic things that might be missing. So that's something I'm going to continue to look for and to sort of see how that's exposed by NRG. If we consider that NRG are a team that can compete with the very, very best in the world, it's not the best prospect. But as I say, that Grim and Infinite opening up towards the Banana and towards the top mid position is going to create a lot of problems for NRG. They may just have to save this one. They have to think about this. They don't really have economy, that much economy, so how confident are they can retake this? They've got no... Well, they have kits. They're very far away, so just pick up another AK and get the hell out of there.
We've lost Frosty K. Frost AK.
That's true.
All the fun we used to have.
Man like Bandle.
Yeah.
Like, you even know his name as well.
Man like Bandle.
Is
Is there a pizza box in the A side?
Is there? Well, this is Italy.
What's that small box on the side?
This is Italy, after all.
I've never noticed that before. Oh, is it like a box of wine, perhaps?
Wait,
I think it's a
look
box
at
of...
look at the text.
I
Ross,
think it's
yeah,
a box of wine.
yes, it is.
Some clarets, perhaps.
Some red.
And
Missiles on the side.
I'm pretty sure that is.
Oh, there we go. Missiles and
Yeah.
wine.
there we go.
Never seen without each other. I knew it was red wine as well.
It's like a Bond movie.
Maybe Rosso means red.
Yes.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Master
Or maybe it means
introduction.
rosé.
I love rosé. I'm a girly drinker.
I
Take
don't
a
like
rosé.
rosé.
Like a
I'll take,
Cabernet myself.
Oh, what's that drink from Venice with peach in it?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
I'll
about.
figure it out in a minute.
Well, the
Ethan has
cocktail.
figured out banana.
The Virgin Island.
Bellini.
Believe me, yeah.
I'll take a Bellini.
You're one of those people that drinks dessert wines when it's not dessert, aren't you, James?
I eat dessert before the main course.
Yeah.
Unless it's hot custard.
Oh, I love custard. Okay, let's
Great.
stop this. Moving away from the delicious custard.
Oh, look at the bomb. Again.
Well, this is better position than sport.
Okay, a little better, you're
This is
right. But
okay.
still, look how far away it's from all 4 players. That's a big commitment to go back to.
Yeah, they're still poking and prodding, but in a fashion where it could easily turn into a push.
It's just working, isn't it? They're just sort of just looking for picks all the time.
Yeah.
And NRG are expecting them to, like, oh, they open up a part of the map, they're going to, like, play as a team, get together, and then they get caught because they're still just looking for picks. So I don't know if it is that they are really thinking about, okay, we're going to capitalize on an info player or a rotation, or if they are just thinking, let's just hang out. Remains to be cleared up as the game progresses, I suppose. Again, there's such a heavy expectation that NRG should crush them. So let's see if Ethan can defend here.
Run distraction. The trades will be favorable, and there's no time for snakes. SnakesX, not SpaceX.
Thanks.
And that's a wrap.
So you asked the question before the Bears about sort of upcoming players. Who's going to be the next big thing? Ethan could be one of those people, actually.
Right.
Ethan
I
is
think so too.
pretty nuts.
I think he's really talented, really insane, and he's been performing that well at the high levels ever since he was on CLG. You know, over a year ago, and he's just been really one of the more consistent players for NRG. If you just want to look at pure frag statistics, it's usually Cirque, Ethan, or Breeze for the most part, but mainly it's a lot of times it's Ethan, always right there at the top, whoever's the top dragon.
The crazy thing about NRG is that's landed himself on a team with like 3 undiscovered, I feel like, super talents. So like, you know, Breeze,
I remember,
Ethan, and Cirque.
I remember Ryu, you know, Coach Ryu or whatever.
Yeah.
He was talking about some of these people back when he was at Selfless.
Yeah, didn't he call Breeze a cheater?
Yeah, I called him a cheater, and then he
I remember that.
invited him on the team.
Live streamed his demos. Look at all this cheating. During our league, of course. Yeah. We reviewed that. Like, no, it's not cheating, bro.
He's good. He's smart.
But
smart.
I mean, who doesn't get called a cheater while they're coming up?
Absolutely, that's the thing. Got to be so careful with those accusations. Because once you put it out there as well, you can't take it back. Ooh. Very easily.
Oh, TK.
Not helpful. Dave with the P250 gets nothing done. Round number 4 for NRG.
Yes.
Awkward money for some of the players on Space Station, so team's going to opt to do a pistol buy. Odorous. A little bit of money, but he's going to save it. I mean, he's a lot of money, to be honest. I think he could have bought a little bit more. Nades galore.
Boom.
Banana.
Meaty. Pass meat and mincemeat. Where's the lasagna? Taking it for granted, thinking the space is clear, but they've got 2 kills and an opportunity to plant the bomb at the very least. Smoke as well. Waiting just an extra second in case of a fast shot from Cirque. As you can see, Inferno was elevated. He is no longer Mr. Gage Green with an off angle round the fountain.
And he was the, you know, for those of you that aren't familiar with this team, he is a player that lots of people are excited about. We talked about him earlier briefly. Like another player that looks incredible. Could be one of the new super talents. We'll have to see. It's not in the best position here. Second orange is his teammate under fire. That's a beautiful flick coming in from Infinite. How much else can he get here? Down to him, looking for the headshot on the next player to prolong that engagement. And there is a kit on Daps, so it will be easily diffused. I mean, it was pretty good that they got in and got a bomb plant and had a chance to win that round, because it looks really bad on the way up onto the bomb site. Didn't have the best buy and so on and so forth, but with that bomb plant, you can see that, and also the round loss bonus. They are flush with cash, and they can pretty much do whatever they want here. So Odorous picks up the AWP for Space Station on the T side. I feel like your team has to have a very good AWPer, like a dedicated type AWPer to really pull it off consistently on this map.
Definitely one of the more harder maps to op with all the close range angles, tight corners, nooks and crannies, and have the degree of difficulty on retakes as well.
Molotovs from Daps and Co. And Space Station will be contained for now. This has to be a really kind of off-key match for a team like NRG, because you can't expect the generally accepted norms that you might find in a different match from Space Station. So there is some uncertainty to a lot of situations. A bad smoke from the T's towards the library position, but Fugly will reposition. Davey looking, but there are so many angles, so many elevations as well that Fugly could be on. Going up and down the stairs. Breeze of a smoke in the pit, running distraction with that being under the balcony instead. There is Dabs punishing Grim, going to the default spot. Man advantage made 2 for NRG. But Infinite is the last man, looking for a jumping. Daps almost finding him. 43 seconds left. Try to use these smokes to his own advantage, avoiding the flashbang. Fugly maybe exposed towards Arch. Nope. Just shoulder peeking. Maybe spotted him. Looking in all kinds of different places for Fugly. 6-2 for NRG.
like some of the explosiveness we're seeing from Spacestation, trying to keep it like a simpler approach to some of the map control. Like we saw the smoke top mid, they decided to go for a 3-man burst through it. They had a good timing, good coordination behind it. That's like a very effective approach. So it's cool to see that they are obviously in a spot where it's hard with all the roster switch, changing to have a great routine off the bat. So you have to find simple methods to make it work.
Yes, indeed.
Ooh.
Couple kills being exchanged here. Breeze gonna push down the halls, gets Infinite under the window. Not expect that quick halls push. Cirque trying to hide the gun. Oh, instead he gets 1D'd across map. Odorous, the second kill of the round. Breeze cleaning up on Odorous, and he clean up on Snakes as well. Breezy with 3 kills, picks up the AWP. And now look at the money on Spacestation, 7K, 6.5. They got lots of money to buy.
Juicy money. Maximum loss bonus.
I would say is also that good deagling skills usually an indication that someone could be a very good AWPer, like that first bullet accuracy. So maybe it's foreshadowing. So now the AWP comes out for Odorous again.
Oh, did they bounce off his head?
1 minute 34. Spacestation bursting through top mid. People looking in both directions, but NRG may be expectant of Bedlam around that top mid area. We'll give it up early. They will not be surprised. Will there be flashes for this corner? There will be. Circus very exposed, and the charge comes in. The burst from Spacestation. The flash will be surely too late as 2 players charge onto the site itself. Breeze needs multi-kills. Still alive. Needs to buy time now, but there is a player towards that balcony position. He manages to avoid him at first, but Infinite will not be stopped. Maybe he will be by Fugly. That leaves Ethan in a 1 versus 2, closing the distance while all this happens. Has he been told that both Spacestation players are on the site? Pretty much guaranteed a 1v1. There is Grim. Odorous now. Ooh, some teasing through the wall. He sees the leg. Oh, somehow still delivers the shot. 11 HP for Odorous.
Wow.
Nice shot from Ethan.
What a great shot.
Interesting spot by Cirque. I don't know. I mean, that spot he was in was a little too ambitious.
I agree.
Both of his teammates, one was in the bomb site, I think one was in pit. There's no way anyone even had a chance to help him, even if they come out halls. Cirque was screwed, so maybe that was a little too confident of a play because that was not pay off either.
Well. Odorous showing us some AWP skills, some deagle skills, looking quite promising so far actually. Looking forward to see what else he can do. Spacestation taking over Banana, making this very competitive. One of the reasons why is that it's quite clear that individually they've got a lot of skill to trade out frags. They've got a lot of skill to win some of these duels, and they definitely are threatening NRG. What's the money like for NRG again? Is it terrible? Yes. So this is a massive round. If NRG win this, likely getting to 9 without a problem. And for Spacestation, this could be the difference between a 10-5 path and a 7-8 or something like that. So really, really important round for both teams. Ooh, Odorous get a boost up. That would be cool. Boost of it. Yes, there it is. This is a really cool boost. Oh, he nails the shot too. That is a perfect move. Really like that from Spacestation.
There's a sniper on NRG as well though, and his name is Cirque. 3 players around the A site for Spacestation. Infinite still in apartment with the Galil. Flash for Breeze. Smoke is down. 20 seconds, and the bomb starts to head towards the the B bomb site, sorry, where Fugly is alone. He can raise the alarm. Ethan is rotating. He's got no flash though for the pull position. Fugly, they're lining up for him. He's done great work. Doesn't hear the player on the bench though, on the barrel, sorry. And Ethan is eventually there to trade the last frag. No plant for Spacestation. Reset. Money in the pits once again. In the bin, in the trash.
Another fun fact of Davey, he used to be in IGL as well, so I'm maybe thinking he'd be IGL for Spacestation.
Right, would make a lot of sense.
Probably why they brought him on.
Yeah. Honestly, the stuff we've seen from some of the Spacestation players, they have there's a lot there to work with. So it would be really interesting if we do see some level of consistency to a lineup. And double orbs here for NRG, and you know, they being on the better end of that last round, meaning that the money is as it is for Space Station. It would take something quite upsetting for Space Station to win this round. Upsetting for NRG, that is. But that's a good frag from Ethan. Falling back into a safer position. They know what's at play. They know there's pistols. Oh, that's smoke. Is that a botched smoke? Completely botched smoke? Or is that supposed to be on?
Who's that thrown by?
I don't know.
Probably by the T's, I imagine.
Yes, it was, yeah.
It's not necessarily, because you can jump onto the barrels from behind it, and the idea is to obscure the vision of the player on the coffins. So it normally would go further towards the front of the fountains, but the result is essentially the same. 4 pistoling players, Infinite waiting to throw a flash for the balcony burst, one would presume. There is the flash, and here comes the burst. Breeze blind, but he's got a great line and a great spray, and they're all dead. Ding dong, thank you, Daps. And everyone's alive for NRG. $2,000 for Space Station. The money's in the sewer, floating with the dead fishes who've consumed too much plastic.
That's a problem. But that's a rabbit hole. Probably shouldn't go down. Space Station, their logo looked kind of like the old Dignitas logo. They were the former Dignitas team. It's a coincidence? I don't know.
Dignitas changed their logo now, so
maybe they were like, oh, these guys copied us. Don't confuse us with these
the
guys.
L.
I'm out. Was he looking at the chicken? He was.
Wow, Cirque's just got somewhere to be. Pushing second mid against Nico with his USP out, AWP on his back. And all seems to be well.
10-3, NRG running away with this game. Pretty much doing whatever they can. Literally doing whatever, and it's working for Space Station. I think the confidence is playing a huge factor of that. NRG's more one of the looser teams. They did base a lot of their playstyle off of Team FaZe, which is, I guess, would be one of the puggier kind of top teams. I mean, they're not that puggy, but, you know, they have pug tendencies of just being, you know, using spacing, timing, and just straight up hard aim. Yep, you know, over like smoke flash tactics.
yeah, it can be very strong. In the right hands. I think that's, you know, it's always the starting point too. That's a good building block or foundation. As long as you do build on it eventually.
Yeah, it's great.
That's where NRG were originally as well. A bunch of like crazy, like really strong aimers, and they did the basics really well. And then as that started to like build in more and more sort of structure and stuff, and it got more complex, and tactically they became very good as well. But we have Space Station trying to take control of top mid here, and NRG are going to rotate Fugly over to help reinforce the A bomb site. Space Station with no presence towards Banana is not convincing NRG that they should keep Fugly towards that B bomb site. And they are just going to try to, again, as you said, try to use that aim. Good setup here from NRG though.
Flash is 2D. Daps with a, oh no, Cirque the first one. Breeze the third one, and the fourth one, maybe it's the fifth one. 11-3 for NRG. Everything is right place, I think it's fair to say. One of the top teams versus one of the bottom ones. This is the way it should be going.
Yeah.
We move into the last round, and Snakes at 2,900. Is there an argument to, like, I mean, look at the money that's been spent in the red. Is there an argument for someone to drop an AK at the very least?
I think so. I'm always down to maybe
give him a
drop
deagle.
2 AKs. I mean, when we look at all that utility armor and nades, at least 2 people could have dropped AKs to someone else. And I think that maybe comes with this team maybe being a lower tier, their new team.
If you have a strong enough execute, then maybe you can force your way to picking up some rifles. So more than one way to skin a cat, but I would have liked to have seen an AK drop to somebody. Give it to Infinite maybe.
Yeah, I was going to make the same point that if their plan is to sort of use the numbers and burst the position with nades, that the 5 pistols can be fine. But Well, maybe they're going to do that. They do have the nades, and it looks like they are gearing up for that, though they have lost one player, and Grim is very weak. Let's see if this works out for them. Ethan looking good to take one, unless he gets flashed or smoked off that position. Here comes some nades. There's a smoke. Ethan goes forward, misses the shot. The flash does come in. Ugly elevated, but he will be taken down by just Davey. So it's not looking too horrendous as they'll chase down one player. I think it was Ethan there towards the construction position. So Daps now close on the flank. The Eagle of Infinite, now there might be a chance. He's going to pick up a gun.
That's the gun they were looking for. That smoke will delay things. Plenty of utility for NRG. Infinite dropping the molly. 2 players coming from construction. Again, one is low. The shadow advantage for Davey. The Tech 9 goes between the 2 players, but Infinite's got the angle with the Org. The transfer from Breeze won't be good enough. And there is just a 4th round for Space Station to the 11 of NRG in the first half.
Not bad, not bad. It'll be interesting to see whether or not they can convert on that pistol round and maybe string some rounds together, see if they can make a game of this. But definitely NRG are very strong, so it will be quite surprising if they're able to do so. So I would welcome it, that surprise. It's always good to see the new lads getting to play rounds and seeing what they're capable of.
Oh, I thought Snake was going to keep his 800, but decides to buy armor. Grim can find out information. I think only spots 2 people in the alt middle. NRG only has 2 people there.
Nothing terribly untoward this early in a pistol round. Ooh. Half his health. Thank the crappy wood of the wall, or whatever it's made from. Some kind of dodgy material.
Model airplane wood.
Asbestos.
That's like soft. Well,
Why are there, what, 4 or 5 chickens?
why they're all over there?
Guess they got stuck. Lining up the grenades, they are sailing in. The Molotov from Daps in a new box position, but Davey has put in work, doubling his score at this point. 4 kills for him. What a good half for Davey. And the bomb will be planted for NRG. Space Station have a kit. They've got a smoke. Grim is slowly coming up banana. The rest of them from CC.
Space Station does have a kit though, so they can take their time a little bit longer, make sure they clear every angle. Fugly taking a shot so they know one person's at the new box. Breeze, another kill on Fugly's up to Daps, 1-on-3 situation. But Space Station runs them down. And an easy pistol win. There you go. There's the little spark of life, Dan.
Nice. Fun fact, you guys were talking about Dignitas earlier.
Yeah.
Dignitas in Latin means merit, prestige, worth, and dignity.
Really?
Really? Fun fact, yeah.
That's a pretty...
Well, I guess that explains why that assisted suicide company is called Dignitas
Yes,
then.
yes.
I can see the connection.
And also why they chose the owl, I suppose, to represent the brands.
Are owls known for something?
What's that? Well, you know, dignity,
Okay, there we go.
prestige.
You think of owls when you think of dignity and prestige?
Well, that's the only link that makes any sense. So I assume that must be it, James. I just, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help here.
I just want to understand, okay? I just want to understand.
Because presumably, like, it has to have some link to the name, and that's what the name means, Dignitas. So
I'm ignorant.
I guess that's what they're going for.
Whoa.
Org. This is like the advertisement for the Org.
All right, I'm going to start using the AUG tonight.
Alrighty then.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful Org as well. Is there a little bird on that thing?
Yeah.
Little birdie?
Swallow, perhaps?
Is it kingfisher or something? What's going
Or
on?
it's albatross, right?
So we're all just saying, we're just saying.
Yeah, just like your owl story, Dan. It's about as relevant.
Another little fun fact about Davey. When I think about his name and CSGO, I think Mac 10. This guy would love to do Mac 10 plays, like buy Mac 10s on gun rounds, and then rush like a spot, like a cobblestone, rush out, drop, or long B.
Well, he's gonna get shut down this round. absolutely shut down. That's 10 HP now. There's a third player. Well, Infinite sitting on the B-bomb side, or not exactly the side, but he's actually, this is quite cool actually. Just gamble stack A. You don't have to try to hold and just try to get a crazy 4K or something on the B-bomb side against an entire team. But maybe there's a 20% chance they double back towards A, and then you can at least have a good defense, or you can save your guns. I like it. Good call from Infinite. And they are actually going back towards A, so this works out really well. Or it seems to be the case at least. There is a minute to play with.
Will they keep their nerve? Oh, NRG have sent scouts into the B-bomb site, and they will see that it is clear, but will they see it fast enough? Oh dear, does... Okay, he's gone for the gun instead, and Cirque gets around the corner bottom mid. That would have been an interesting duel. Now 1 versus 3 with 2 tagged players, and it's Infinite, the last man standing. Full health. He has a Molotov as well for the new box if he wants one. It seems he will go for it. He's confident. Maybe there's a communication that some of these players have taken damage. Of course, Daps to the 2K. Looks like he got his bell rung. Just dancing around his Daps. Maybe the molly goes in that direction. Just trying to bait. Acknowledging that Infinite's been seen, and maybe... Oh, is he going to go for it? Looking for something. He's cleared out so much. Cirque out in the open. Does he need to be there? The Molotov. He doesn't know. Or does he? Oh, no, he does know, actually. Daps can't peek in his molly. He knows he can't peek. He knows he's had his bell rung. Oh, my God. They did not need to peek him. Infinite stealing the round. I think so. I think NRG were maybe moving to start exiting the site. And in that, they've lost the round.
Telling you, man. This Infinite guy. Pretty good. Counter-Strike, look at this, just clean duels. Beautiful, just makes it look so easy. And sealing the deal with the incendiary plate.
Those are the rounds where you just look back and you gotta discipline the team just a little bit longer, you know? Woo! Ooh.
It's hot in there.
Uh-oh, now here it comes. NRG kind of falling apart here. Getting picked off early, Naughty. Cirque really down low in HP, pretty much almost 5-on-3. Proceed to hit the save bomb site. Daps is in banana, throwing Molotovs, making noise, keeping 2 of the Spacestation players at B. Let's give NRG a little chance of working the save bomb site.
Why are the chickens so much louder now? If I was just doing like these secret updates, or they have a guy that's employed just to mess with the chickens.
He's a troll. There's a troll in Valve.
But the thing is, if you make them like slightly louder, just once every month, people will not really notice as much, right? Just like gradually just inching it forwards and forwards until it's like this. It was never like this before.
The frog in water, you know?
They fixed the chicken blocking doors. That's my question.
I don't think
so.
so.
And I'm assuming no.
It's happened to me recently, so unless they did it a couple days ago, no.
Oh, look at the smoke. They're pressuring the A-bomb site and pressuring a rotation. And with Arch Smoke itself, the CTs, it's hard for them to know exactly what's going on. But Infinite's walking towards Banana now, so this is really confusing. This is really confusing. He'll get a shot in the back of the head. Very confused as to what's going on, but Grim will be holding down the pit position. He is alone, but it's a strong spot. Not really accounting for being jumped on from Graveyard by Fugly, and now he'll be put in the Graveyard as it's Davian Snakes to fall back to go for the save. Very strange round.
Yeah, I'm surprised Infinite was pushing so quickly when Space Station still had 2 people in the B bomb site, you know?
Shoot it.
It's like the chicken.
Do it.
I think that...
Do it.
If they had somebody on the site, maybe they would have heard NRG moving to the arch position. So, well,
just the arse.
Mm.
What?
Want some fried chicken?
Oh, it's gone now.
Reminds me, people at the major chanting KFC, and the chicken was predicting.
Yeah,
that was good.
That was quite hilarious, actually. Yeah. Oh man. 12-7, or NRG getting themselves on the board. Maybe you would have expected it earlier, but it's good to see that Space Station are giving this game some play. They've got some money. They've got Norp onto Snakes, Org onto Davey. There is stuff to play with here. Odorous on that Deagle. We've seen him do some good things with it before. Snakes is going in. All the way in and all the way out.
quick journey for him. 5-round lead for NRG. Wally into boiler. So President's top mid and Banana at the same time, although mid is in control of Space Station. It's more the apartments to be clearer.
Maybe got tagged up pretty early. What happened to him? Where is he? B. Detonated? Well, regardless, Snakes. Picking off Cirque. Snake doing a pretty good job. I've been seeing Snakes killing Cirque a lot of times so far in this match. The Kryptonite for Cirque. Look at that, Space Station getting picks.
That's a lot of information. Yeah. Seeing Fugly rotating like that surely only means one thing, the B bomb site. Dapsto's got to be very careful going to collect the bomb. Ethan's in a tight spot. On the way back up now. All these smokes will go. Now, how does Daps even get the bomb to the site? Fugly's got to take action. Davey having a look, and sorry, Ethan with a very quick correction. Now, Daps is making a play towards the A site. Gambling on worst case scenario. Nobody watching second mid. And Ethan starts to rotate away just as he would have engaged Snakes. Now, no one is on A.
Wow.
18 seconds left. And no one's rotating at all. So Space Station have indeed been outmaneuvered.
Well,
that's a blunder.
Space Station's not known for their maneuverability, James. I know. I know. So we'll see whether they can make this one work. They won't have much time by the time they arrive. And will they burn up on re-entry?
Why are you doing this?
To torture you, James. Torture you. Fan of it. Oh, Dabs is just having fun, isn't he? Flames everywhere, the smoke on the bomb. No time. And they've essentially just walked into their doom.
Infinite had the kit, but he died too far away. Grim will survive with the AWP, but not much else. 13-7 in favor of NRG.
Money. Tight. Look at that.
3 rounds away from victory. What do you do in this kind of situation? Odorous will pick up some Kevlar with the AWP. And that's about it for this round. The CZ will stay with Grim. And they will try to do the best that they can.
Bad. Grim drops it off to Odorous. And Odorous still buys Kevlar. Even with the AWP, which is kind of interesting, because if they lose this round, you won't be able to afford a lot next round. I mean,
There is a world where Space Station can win this game. Do you guys believe?
I don't know.
Nice aggression coming in. Infinite with the blooming USP. Bloomin' heck. Now, it's time for the B push. NRG making their way in. Smoke will give them safe passage.
Wait, what's going on? Why have they got 2 AKs?
Because they killed 2 people on second mid, James. You're spacing out. I'll stop.
He's hungry.
Did you even register that was...
No, I didn't actually.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm just
Dan.
too good. Just too good.
Well,
I'm wasted
now.
on this show. I'm wasted on this show.
Yeah, you need to get yourself on somewhere else.
You're struggling, aren't you, James? Right now, you're really having a bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
Driving the struggle bus.
I think I need a little more sleep, and then I'll be good.
On the struggle bus.
Ethan really making sure this time.
I hope you sleep well
tonight. Little help from my friends.
I could use a little help.
14-7. NRG with double the score now of Space Station, who collected some toys in the previous round and held on to the AWP, so they have a much better buy than one might have expected. Let's see, can they take the fights to NRG? Quick smoke towards Banana. Oh my god, that's not the start you were looking for.
See ya.
Wowzers.
Wouldn't want to be ya.
Oh dear. And it's the instant stack of the sites. They cannot lose 2 of the 3 weapons, or 1 of the 3 weapons. They must lose everything or nothing. Ooh, where's the proper flashbang? At least there's a trade. Things still favorable. Pick up the bomb, plant the bombs. Snake's X is doing massive damage with the organ. We're down to the 1 versus 1. Suck versus Davey on the CZ. 8 bullets, nothing in the chain, nothing in the hole. He hasn't seen Davey. He's past the angle already. He's just about spotted him now. Get your gun out. AK versus M4. So awkward.
Ooh, down to 2 HP. Can you believe it? What a ridiculous round.
I think we needed better flashbangs from NRG on shots.
Yeah.
They got murdered by that double. Look at this. The fact that it went down to a 1v1 after you get a 5v3 at the start of the round on T side is that's pretty well done by Spacestation.
Yeah, what a recovery from Spacestation, especially NRG. You know, taking that A bomb site. Snakes just really holding their own, getting those 2 hero kills.
With the AUG as well, just again, just showing the power.
I'm a believer now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, the M4A1S plus AUG is great.
You guys know how old Snakes is? Isn't he like 16 or something like that? 15 or 16? He's turned 16. He's a really young kid. Up and comer.
No idea.
Where's the shot to the lower area? You can wallbang that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can spray it with a rifle. Well, taking the more sensible route, which is also fine. Space Station still fighting on Inferno. NRG will focus the numbers towards B. Snake still has a smoke though, which could really ruin everything. Nice deployment from him. Grenades towards the second orange's barrels, perhaps. Infinite on the flank. We'll wait for confirmation. He hears all those grenades being deployed and he'll start to flank immediately. More counter grenades to Molotov. People blind. Snakes. He missed a player who's gone past him completely. But Infinite's lining up. Oh dear, it's falling to pieces for Space Station. Now there is a bomb by the fountain. Navy and Grim coming in with frags, trades, and that AUG is a problem. Fugged against the 1 versus 1. A 3 players survive for Space Station now, 5 rounds away.
What the heck was Snakes doing? That looks so weird. It's like he was blind, but not? I don't know. Interesting. NRG, they're going to have to full save here. Space Station clawing their way back. 9-14, in charge, momentum on their side. Nades galore down the middle. Yeesh. Look at that damage.
Stinks.
Some might say it's odorous. Oh, you said stings. I thought you said stinks.
Yeah, I said stinks.
Oh, you did say stinks. Okay.
No, I said stings.
Okay, you said stings.
Yeah.
Are you trolling me?
No, because it's more likely that it would sting as opposed to, because that's, you know, associate that with pain.
It's a stench of death.
Or could stink because you get naded, you know, and that stinks.
Yeah, it's not. It's something that I don't know. I don't think I've ever said that actually. That is like an American thing, isn't it? Oh, that stinks.
Yeah.
When I
really
used to play poker and there was a ridiculous upset, some people call it a stinker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stinks. That's something
Remember
like
stink
an
bombs
80-year-old
in
would say.
school?
Oh no, those were awful, dude. Those are so bad.
Man, where are the little shops where you can buy stink bombs, cap guns, iron brew bars, and whatever else?
Oh yeah, it's all the mischievous materials.
Stink bombs.
Amazon.
Mischievous materials. I really am 30, aren't I?
I'm tempted to get a cap gun for the studio, actually. Very awesome.
Of course you are.
Odorous with a lovely pick through the apartments. Don't see those anymore. Used to be a Fnatic special. Now it's in the Space Station. One of 2 sniper rifles for them in this round. They're just lining up. They're taking tickets, and Odorous is serving all.
Oof, just on a mission. Mission can be reported as a success. Bomb down. Flash in. Not really going to bother him too much. Quad kill, easy for Mr. Odorous. And 11-14 now, 3 away from tying things up with NRG. It's definitely not out of the realms of possibility. We've already seen, I think, that, I mean, to me, Odorous looks like a better AWPer than Voltage, who Voltage, I only saw highlights like he didn't seem as impactful or as consistent.
Yeah.
And I only saw like highlights in certain spots where it just wasn't that really as impactful. So I'm liking this from Odorous so far.
Yeah, he's just running around, changing up spots, getting picks here and there. Keep NRG guessing, so you know they can't just do the same thing every time. All right, Daps.
Very nice from Daps. See that the CZ is overall preferred there by NRG, but it is a team that might have to hold that fort because we'll get the attack into the pit position. The bomb can go down. The side is under control by the T side here. Odorous, he will catch Ethan off guard. Now it's going to be quite difficult to retake the sites with all the nades down, but they can wait, and the smoke will dissipate as Odorous looks to combine with his teammates into the A site. They need to make sure they're not too late. Odorous going in. Oh, how does he catch that one? Not even a wall bang. Beautiful stuff here. It's looking very awkward for the CTs here at Space Station. Looking to struggle against NRG. There's a pressure on the bomb. Has to force Fugly out, but now Fugly knows he's not going for it. Oh, the time is not really with him. He's going to have to stick it. Fugly, can he? Oh, has to pull out the knife.
Oh my
God, they actually make it work. The defuse coming in. Running out of bullets. That is very interesting.
Those are ones you just throw your hands up. Like, why didn't I do that?
Oh no, that's a disaster.
Wild.
Oh, he just shot into the wall. Oh dear. Got some nice money though from the knife.
It's 12 to 14. Space Station have won 4 rounds in a row.
Yep.
Comebacks.
They were looking so dominant for NRG as it should. It should be dominance, but it's not.
NRG should be calling timeout.
Wow,
They
nice
need to be
one.
calling timeout because they're getting destroyed by Odorous in the early rounds. A lot of picks. He's just picking everybody consistently.
Yeah, he's looking really good actually in some of these spots. It's exactly what you want your AWP to be able to do.
This is one of the, I think, Flash's zipping throws. Or Dupree. Dupree throws.
The one player's out. Infinite up on the box, getting one in the jaw. Grim's there to trade though. Cirque takes a shot, misses. And now we're in a 4 versus 2 for Space Station. Grim has died for the cause. Now just maybe the bomb can go down. Breeze and Daps versus 3. They've got a smoke for Arch. Flashes. There's a gap in that smoke. Daps knows there's a gap in there. So they've got to hold off angles to that. One play moving up short in the meantime. Grenades flying in. The usual Molotovs from Space Station. They know there's no... That's a big area which has been cleared out now by the Molly. Still being checked by Snakes for some reason. Daps and Breeze look like they're winning this one. Setting up a trade frags, double peek, and there is match point for NRG.
Very well done. Space Station with no money, that's a big problem. What can they do here? I mean, we've seen them when they're in spots like this, they are very dangerous. As they are very capable aimers and they are pretty good aggressively, so it'll be fun to see what they have to offer in this round. Cirque is looking for that aggression. But Space Station may be planning to have a passive start so they do not get caught by such angle holds as Cirque is doing at the beginning, catching rush timings, and instead look for opportunities in the mid-round to use their grenades and utility to play off each other with pistols. That's definitely one of the better approaches. It's a really tough spot for Space Station. Can they stay in this one? NRG must be careful not to outplay themselves and take too much time or apply too little pressure. That's the common mistake in rounds like this from T sides.
Waiting for the smoke to go in mid. One more smoke for Davey. Some grenades being deployed. Well, they've got mid for now. The bomb seems to still be focusing on the B bomb site. There's one kill for Fugly. I mean, they have basically safe passage for the bomb. Well, that's another way to do it as well. Infinite now heading in the wrong direction, and there's still one more player to catch him out there. In Breeze, he's got 7 HP. Quietly fall back, and Infinite knows he has the longest of journeys. There is Breeze to finish off the job. 16-12 for NRG.
What a great little comeback by Spacestation. Odorous really setting the tone on the CT side, just being a versatile offer, just mixing it up, looking at different angles and whatnot. And but NRG proving a little too much, holding it down, kind of figuring out slowing down on the T side towards the end, and kind of taking away with the win here.
Yeah, Space Station getting more mileage out of that than one might have expected.
This is putting like they're recycling that clip of the chickens. We see what you're doing.
We know that. We know this.
Do it again.
Yeah, long game of Counter-Strike. The next map's going to be Mirage between these two teams. Some artistic direction in this replay package from Eamon. Any more chickens to go?
It's got to be one of the
last one. No, that's the last one, finally. 3,300 damage for Fugly. Really put in work with his 25 kills. 11 assists as well. He caused people all kinds of problems on that map.
Oh, Fugly, what?
Indeed. And again, it is going to be Mirage, the last map of the evening, coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. We will be back very shortly indeed. Slap.